Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s has been announced as the next series of the anime, and it's completely ruined everything! Oh, hey, my name is Rex Raptor, and recently we did get the first look at the brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. This is a 7th series, obviously, or something like that. That's why it's called 7, following V-Reigns. Unfortunately, I did not watch V-Reigns while it was airing. I didn't get really into it, but I did hear it was really good. I hear people liked it. And now with 7s, people have the opposite reaction. Now, obviously some of the main problems or main complaints with 7s is that it looks too childish, and basically, and unfortunately, it had to follow up V-Reigns. It's kind of similar back in the day when we had 5Ds, which was great, had more mature characters, sort of a more mature story, and then right after we got Zexal, which I don't think Zexal was terrible, but it was really off to a bad start, with Yuma being positive in all the wrong ways. And so it's sort of a similar thing. V-Reigns had a lot of people, had a lot of good fans. Now we're kind of in the era where like anime fandoms are a little stronger, they're a little better. And like I said, I personally didn't watch V-Reigns, but I know that people really did like it. It had a good, solid fan base. And apparently it didn't last as long as, say, other anime series did, other Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime series. And so now that's kind of the issue, is that we had a good series followed by a series that isn't seeming like the best. Now, the reason people aren't liking Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s is because it does seem very kid-ish, in the sense that the main protagonist is the youngest we've seen, and that the rules that they've announced for the anime in terms of the gameplay is weird. How it is that basically they're going to be rush duels. You can just summon whatever monsters you want, draw to 5 at the end of a turn. I think it's something like that. And overall, it's weird. It's basically OK Boomer the anime, because the main protagonist sees the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh!, thinks it's boring, says OK Boomer, and he creates his own rule set basically, which is kind of dumb, I'll say. But on one hand, I'll say it's interesting. It's a different way to step things up. The way that the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime series had stepped things up or changed it up previously was, of course, each series has a new protagonist, new cast of characters all around. There's a new story, and of course you get new summoning mechanics, but that's more based on like the real life card game. So you get like a different story that ties into the summoning mechanics in some way. So that's how, you change things up, keep it interesting, this and that. However, it seems like everything's going to be it's basically going to be like the first portion or part of the original anime series, where basically they didn't have solidified rules, because as we know, Yu-Gi-Oh! The anime, the manga is, or Yu-Gi-Oh's the anime, the manga, it's basically like the manga first before the card game, before the anime. And so there were kind of rules, but things have been changed to make it actually a little more playable in the physical card game. This is going to coincide with a rule change to the master rules, in that links are basically kind of going to be done away with. So pretty much it's basically just back to how things were before links. So it's interesting in the sense that like there's going to be more of a divide between the anime and the physical card game, in the sense that like, yeah, the anime is just going to be more goofy fun, I guess. It's kind of interesting. We're seeing something similar with the Pokemon anime going on, which, by the way, on my Pokemon channel, I covered that anime series episode by episode. I said I would probably do the same thing with Yu-Gi-Oh! When we get the new series, and unfortunately I kind of decided that before we got to see these, and they're both kind of not what we, the intended audience, you and me watching, because we're both above 13, YouTube, cop, all that stuff, but point is, it's not gratifying to people, to the main demographic, or the main fan base, I suppose. And obviously the fan base for Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon varies in age, but I'd say like a good range is probably like 13 to 20. That's at least what my YouTube demographics say for this channel and my other channel. In that, 13 to 20, 13 to like 22, give or take, is kind of the main age range of the people playing the games, people talking about the games on Twitter, and watching videos about it here on YouTube. And like I said, so the Pokemon anime is doing something similar. They've kind of stopped where the whole thing of them going to a new region. The anime series in Pokemon currently is focusing on Ash and Go, and episode to episode, I don't want to say it's boring, but so far it's just a lot of it's fine. It's fine, and unfortunately I feel like it's going to be kind of a similar case with Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s when that comes out. Each episode is just going to be seen as fine. Of course, we're probably gonna have to wait until like maybe 2 more series, then we'll get something cool and good like 5Ds, V-Rains. Honestly, I did personally like GX more than the average person, I suppose. But that one wasn't as soft, I guess. That's what we'll call it. We'll call it soft, seemingly soft. But at the same time, it's a way of mixing things up. Because, you know, you have something similar, kind of the same thing going on here and there. Maybe it's some time for some change. Because on one hand, you do need to reach a younger audience when you're a card game like this or a video game franchise like this. Because they're typically the people who are going to be asking for stuff for Christmas. Typically, you know. Then again, people with jobs are going to be buying it themselves. But you kind of got to reach a general audience. And I feel like that's one way that they're trying to reach like the older audience in the physical card game by fixing up the master rules, basically. Allowing you to play synchros the way that you were originally intended to play synchros. So a lot of people who played synchro format are probably going to be, you know, come back. They're like, hey, you know, might as well dust off my synchro deck. Let's play some stuff there. People who like XCs, give or take, you know, typically older audience, while the anime is kind of going to do what it does over there. Overall, like, I think it's gonna be like fine, basically. Will it be worse than Zexal? Who knows? I'm not counting on the story to get too interesting or too deep, because it doesn't seem like that at first glance. But I mean, I'll hold out. I'll watch it as it comes out. Maybe I'll do reviews for it if that's something you'd like to see. If you'd like to see how quote unquote bad it gets. But overall, I mean, like, it's just gonna be fun. I'm more excited for physical card, even though I kind of quit physical card game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I still have an old deck, so I can at least just bring out that old deck and play that. But let me know what you think down in the comments below about Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. Do you think that is gonna be hot garbage? Do you think this is what it needs to change things up, reach a broader audience? Or are you just meh? Which that's kind of my feelings right now. Like I said, I think like I see where they're coming from. And you can't expect every new anime series of Yu-Gi-Oh! To be straight fire. But I think it's mostly that people are kind of feeling a little betrayed in a sense that this has to follow a good series. Maybe I'll go back and start watching V-Rains, because like I said, I heard it's pretty good. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like, subscribe, all of that cool stuff. You can enable notifications by clicking the bell icon next to the subscribe button. Just make sure you see each new video as it comes out. Anyway, as we go into the brand new year, we'll see where things go. Pray for me, boys, and stop watching if you're under 13. I'm kidding. Anyway, this has been Rex. Have a nice day.